given the circumstances, pretty satisfied with that 2 points tonight?
Yeah, certainly with the amount of adversity we've faced here for a number of weeks, but specifically here in the last couple of weeks, I thought our team competed hard from start to finish, and obviously getting goals after they were able to tie it was key, and I thought that was certainly something where we, the team never quit and kept believing we could win the hockey game. So it was a nice effort by really the whole team tonight.
When you have so much, transition in the roster so quickly, and you're kind of used to it, I guess, at this point, but 3 or 4 guys who didn't even practice with the team, what's the keys to working them in so quick?
Yeah, that's never easy, right? Because, you're always teaching structure, and I certainly believe that even though you may not have the highest of talent level, you can, if guys are competing and you've got good structure, you can certainly beat anybody. So I thought the guys came in seamlessly. I thought that Sexy and Belleville did a nice job of going over as much video as we could with the new guys to talk about what we were trying to accomplish from a systematic perspective. And I thought for the most part we executed very well. And obviously Wilkie only arrived here about 5 after 5. He had mechanical issues in Chicago, and at one point we didn't know if he was going to play, and then he made it around just a little after 5. So that probably was the most difficult addition, only because he just got thrown into the fire tonight. But certainly you understand why he had 9 goals in 23 games last year with Rockford, and we're just getting squeezed out there with too many NHL contracts up front there with Rockford. And obviously you can tell he's got a goal scorer's mentality and a great shot there to get us that lead in the third at 2-1.
And I just want to get a thought on the goaltending, because it's been so good this season, and Sogard was again tonight.
Yeah, I think we've talked about our goaltending as being one of our strengths even from training camp. When you looked at our 3, with Gus and Sogard and Mandolese, we certainly felt that was going to be the strength of our team, goaltending and our depth on defense. The defense has obviously taken a pretty hard beat here recently, but the goaltending has been a mainstay, and Gus is obviously doing well in Ottawa, and Sogard is still doing what he did at the end of last year. And I think Mandolizi's made great strides for the one goalie in the organization that really, from a COVID perspective last year, didn't get as many starts as we would have liked because of the taxi squad. But I think he's made it great strides, and Justin Peters certainly deserves some of that credit as well, because he's worked hard with Mando, and we're expecting a big game from him tomorrow with Utica coming in.
From a COVID standpoint, how do you kind of keep all the guys engaged and safe and healthy and all that?
Well, we're much like Ottawa. We're testing daily now. We started off at the beginning of the season with the players every 3 days, and then we got to a point where the staff was included, and then with the situation in Ottawa with 9 guys and a couple staff members, we started testing daily. So that's really the big thing for us is everybody's doing what we can, and obviously internally here we're making sure things are clean, and because there is still movement, of course, right? Agazino came down yesterday, went right back up, and these guys are around, obviously the locker room up there as well. So we're doing everything we can, and the good news is we're all vaccinated, and we'll just hopefully we stay, where we're not having any cases.
How big was it to get Tyrel Goldobin into the lineup? Almost 300 AHL games, some sandpaper, some grit.
Well, I liked his start to the season. It was unfortunate he left there with a growing injury, or lower back, I should say. And he's a very, very for a guy that was probably known as a little bit more of a tough guy early in his career because he would fight anybody. He's actually a really good player, and penalty killer, had him on the ice with the goalie out. So he's a very, very serviceable player, and you know what? He's always chirping guys out there, and as we all know, the game now, the way it's played, there's not a ton of fighting in the game anymore, but he's certainly got a presence out there, and I thought he was a real good addition. It was actually great going in. It was a little bit of a pleasant surprise to add Goldobin and Daoud to the lineup, because I was anticipating them coming back against Laval next weekend, and then when we got back on the road, Craig Belfer said that both guys were going to play this weekend, so that was a nice boost to the forward group.
Is there a little bit light at the end of the tunnel, you're thinking, for the injuries now?
Well, I think for the most part, Kobe Williams should be available to play next Saturday, so we'll get a right shot D back, and with the other injury, Chartier is progressing and is skating. Still in a light blue jersey for the no contact, but at least is on the ice and doing skill development and participating in practice. The other two are still long term with Aspero. His time frame was around 8 weeks, so he's still got a ways to go. And then Holscher was at 8 weeks as well. So I'm hoping Chartier, in the next couple of weeks, turns the corner and is able to get some contact. But Colby Williams will definitely be back next Saturday.
Tonight, Military Appreciation Night. I know you have a great relationship with CFB Trent. Just kind of talk us through that.
Well, I think it's a big part of the history of the community and the area in general. And one thing that we established when I became head coach was our Player of the Game Award, which is ultimately given out by the players. Was something from the military. We had a combat helmet in the first 2 years, and then we went to a fire pilot helmet, and we've done some team building functions out there. Obviously, the COVID season we weren't able to, but the first 2 years that I was the head coach, we went out there. So I think it's important that the players know how big the military is in our area, and it's a little bit like I think about New York Rangers. They're always giving out that same type of hat, right, because of what it symbolizes for the city of New York, and for me, so to present something to our player of the game on a nightly basis after a win that represents the military in our area. I mean, I think that's something that the players, all new players that join our organization, need to know, and that's what we talk about.
Yeah, and back to the game, Troy, the defensive attention to detail, how important was that, especially that late penalty kill there to protect the tie and then eventually get to the win?
Well, I thought Bernard was excellent, and I thought Goalobin, for a guy that's been kind of sitting on his couch, so to speak, he's certainly skating alone at home and was waiting for an opportunity, and has an opportunity to potentially go to the Channel 1 Cup and then back at the end of December there with the tournament.
Spengler?
The Spengler Cup. So I thought he was very good. Bernard is really coming along, and I thought Singlaller and Redicop were excellent as well. So it was a makeshift defense, but they did the job, and there was some size there, and just hopefully we can duplicate that tomorrow.
Yeah, and Goalobin too getting a goal as well from the point.
Well, Golo's always had a tremendous shot and has been known to shoot the puck, and we got him on the power play yesterday. He came in for yesterday's practice, and so we thought that in that second unit we wanted to simplify the power play. Obviously, we're missing a lot of components to our power play, and we just thought that that second unit, if we could simplify and get pucks to the net, and Golo, Wilkie made a nice play with some patience there along the wall, and we got to give Perry and Reinhardt some credit as well, because they were providing the screen for that shot as well.